Peace to everybody, back with another video. I just happened to find this evidence on Twitter, and shout out to the person who posted this. I had to click on the thing to save it, so it looks like we've been played again. This is evidence the real George Floyd died 3 years ago, and this is from Timothy D. Japhet, attorney at law in Corpus Christi, Texas. So we've been played. They used this deceased person to get everybody riled up to do the riots, do the looting, everything else that you could think of. And of course, here in the headline it says the real George Floyd died 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, George Floyd had died. Alright. Also, it says now is the time to approach your leaders. So we've been played. They used this man who is deceased in real life, because this is proof and this is evidence that the real George Floyd died 3 years ago. So 2017, this man had passed away. And the deep state is using this deceased man to cause all the chaos and all the rioting, the looting, the destruction, everything you could think of. Alright. Now, what it says here, it says, I saw a black man who I played college football against allegedly killed on camera 30 years later. But guess what? That is not the same guy. I was his lawyer. He died 30 years ago. So that's exactly what happened. I kind of figured somebody was going to find this and come up with the evidence for this one. So they are using deceased people, mostly the black community, to get everybody all riled up and everything else so they can hate one another. And now people are out here protesting, in George Floyd's name, but George Floyd don't even exist anymore because this is evidence that he's deceased. So now you got the rogue cops in all the states are beating on the black community, the white community, whatever community people are in. And these police officers are rogue. They need to be taken out of the police force. The mayor who controls these police officers, they need to go. Also, the governor of your state, of the liberal states, they need to go. So now, I didn't think somebody would find this evidence that the real George Floyd died 30 years ago. So thank you to the person on Twitter for finding this evidence. This is proof right here that he died 30 years ago. So all of us has been played out big time to hate one another. So, I mean, why hate on everybody? Why do we have to hate on one another when these deep state and shadow governments are using us like pawns to get what they want? People are standing up to the police brutality as it is, so we know that because they're the rogue police that will do whatever they want to do. But, after what I've seen, people are protesting against them. And of course, this is a sad shame. The shadow governments are using you like pawns. They want you to do what they tell you to do. They want you to destroy everything in sight while they get away with everything and not take accountability for their own actions. This is why businesses are being burnt. police cars are being burnt, everything, graffiti, everything, because they are using you. And you got to stop letting them use you, because this is what they did. They took this man who died 3 years ago as a relevancy to have everybody come after one another, to hate on each other. And it shouldn't have to be this way. This is a sad shame that these shadow governments are using you. And you know what? I am really upset with these shadow governments that are using people like pawns and everything. And, I'm happy not to be a registered voter, because I only expose the lies, what they are doing to all of you. And I'm sorry that this had to come up so soon, but like I said, shout out to the person on Twitter that found this evidence. Leave your comments below. I am out.